Good day, great girls. Financial mathematics again, and we are still doing annuities. We want to look at the concept of a sinking fund. I'm going to briefly explain what a sinking fund is. It is normally applied in asset replacement situations. Let's say it's in a factory where you are using a machine. You buy a machine today. When you buy a new machine, you must also focus far into the future. Perhaps I want to replace this machine in 10 years' time. So I must consider that the price of that machine will have risen due to inflation. But however, I want to resell this old machine in 10 years' time. I want to sell it and then use the proceeds called the scrap value of that machine to buy the new one. Obviously, the proceeds from the sale of the depreciated machine will not suffice to buy me a brand new machine. It has been used, so it has got less in value. On the other hand, the price of a new machine has risen, so there's going to be a very large gap now. That gap is what we call the sinking fund. It's a fund that is missing between the escalated price due to inflation and the proceeds from the sale due to the depreciated machine. I'm going to give an example. Let's suppose we are at a farm where we have just bought a new tractor for 300,000. So I have bought a tractor for an amount of 300,000 rand. Okay, let's assume that the rate of inflation, I, is 8%. And this is our I, the rate of inflation. Okay, this is due to inflation. Prices escalate by a percentage of 8 every year. Then, let's say the depreciation rate is 15%. This is the depreciation rate. The rate at which that tractor is depreciating is 50% per year. All right. So I've got I due to inflation, I due to depreciation. Then I am going to build a sinking fund which has got its own interest rate. Let's say now I go to the bank and say, okay, I am giving you so much per month. The interest rate that could be suggested perhaps would be 10% for argument's sake. This is the bank rate, the rate at which my man is going to earn interest. Okay, so let me explain the sinking fund procedure again. Okay, let me write the term sinking fund. Okay, so where do we start from? First of all, we look at the price of this tractor in 10 years' time. We expect it to have escalated in 10 years' time. Luckily, we've got the inflation rate. So the price of the tractor in 10 years' time should be A equal to P, 1 plus I to the N, replacing my P with 300,000. I'm going to have 1 plus my interest rate for inflation is 0.08. That is 8%. 8 over 100 will give you 0.08. This to the exponent 10 because I am focusing on 10 years. So the amount would have been, I've worked this amount before. I got 647,677 and 50 cents. This amount is what I expect to pay for a new tractor in 10 years' time. Prices do not stay at the same level. They rise due to inflation. So I am no longer going to look at 300,000. It won't be sufficient to buy me a new tractor in 10 years, I expect to have it risen to that much according to the inflationary rate. Then I'm going to say, okay, what I will do is the tractor that I've just bought, I'm going to resell it and use the proceeds of that sale to cushion me out of this fund here. So I'm going to say, what is the amount after depreciation? Here I am working out the value of my tractor after using it for 10 years. And this value is called scrap value or book value or depreciated value. How much will my tractor be worth when I sell it in 10 years? So I'm going to have P1 minus this time, minus I. Why minus? Because when we are talking about depreciation, it's a value that is getting less, so I must have minus here. So this is equal to, substituting now, that will be 300,000, open, 1 minus. My rate for depreciation is not the same as the inflation, so this is 0.15 to the exponent n is still 10 years. I have worked this earlier on. I'm going to just take it down. It's 59,062 rand 32 cents. This is the depreciated amount. So my tractor that I bought now, brand new at 300,000, in 10 years time, I expect to fetch 59,062 rand 32 cents due to depreciation. So this one I will have it. I must take into account that this one I will have it. This one is the new price. So what is it that I don't have? I must then subtract this figure from that one. So this is what we call the sinking fund. Sinking fund is the difference between these two figures, which is 1,677.50, subtract 59,000. Start the way, 59,062.32. So that difference here is what we call the sinking fund. This is now what I must think to worry about now. So the sinking fund must be set at the time when I buy a new item. I make a projection. Yes, I have bought a new tractor, but it's not going to be working for me all the 10 years and beyond. It will require to be replaced. I must start preparing now. What I don't have, the funds that I have, is what we call the sinking fund. And in the next video, I'm going to explain how you are going to use that as a future value to find how much you must pay regularly to raise that sinking fund. Thank you.